Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Kimetsu no Yaiba or Demon Slayer episode 13. Yes, last time we got a lot of badassery going all around the freaking house. My god, everybody in there who has a sword is a fucking badass, man. That was amazing to see and I was not ready. I was not ready for what I witnessed back then. I mean, the extra guy, the blonde guy, the coward guy was just such an amazing fighter. He only needs to fall asleep or faint, or I don't know what the hell was wrong with him in that moment, and he becomes an utter badass, man. That was amazing to see. I cannot recount the amount of times I watched that scene after I stopped recording. I returned to that, I returned a lot of times there. And hell, when I was editing, I was returning to that scene over and over and over again because it was that fucking good. It was really seriously amazing. And I love every single minute of that scene. It was genuinely awesome. And and the board guy is still kind of badass because again, these type of demons that he faced, the fat one, the really ugly one, was a very well, it looks very powerful. He looks very powerful. What we saw in the training or when we saw the first demon, he looks a lot more powerful than them. But this poor guy just dealt with him like it was nothing, man. It's just amazing. So yes, we got badassery in the last episode and a lot of them. It was so fucking cool to see all of that. And Tanjiro, come on, they could in Tanjiro's badassery because yes, Tanjiro is trying to protect the other children. Well, the other children and teenager, I guess, is the more accurate description. But yes, hopefully we're going to see Tanjiro being a badass too, and and when we get to see the end of this fucking demon, because yeah, I think he is the demon that lasted the longest outside of fucking Muzan. But yes, it's awesome. And yes, I will not retain you more in this presentation. Let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn notifications so you can get up to date with whatever we're doing with the channel. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. In the description, remember that there is a link for my Twitter, for the reaction, because obviously YouTube doesn't like that, and for my Patreon so you can get the uncut version of my reaction. So yes, I have nothing else to say, but just cut the presentation short and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a couple of times the 13th episode of the series. And yes, again, this is a fascinating series because the more episodes happen, the more truths are being revealed, or the more interesting parts are being revealed. Let's go little by little, and obviously, let's speak first about Tanjiro. Tanjiro, this is somebody that we have met from the beginning of the series, and it'll always give me the vibe of somebody who works hard, who makes an effort to do what he needs to do, and he's a very noble person. He doesn't like to just receive something for free without him doing something in exchange of said thing. So yes, this is exactly what Tanjiro is. This is something that we have known from the beginning of the series. But there are a lot of stuff going on in here, so we can get what is going on with Tanjiro. We know that he is a very noble person. We know that he worries about the rest, and he feels the obligation to take care of the rest because he is the elder son, and he has a lot of he had a lot of siblings past tense. So yeah, unfortunately for that. So we got all this part of Tanjiro. But in this episode, we reveal obviously that not only us perceive Tanjiro as that, but some people that are in this universe start to perceive Tanjiro as that. In this case, I'm speaking about Zenitsu. Zenitsu, again, he started a very coward person. He started as a very coward person. In the first episode, it was so extra, and it was honestly hilarious to see him speak, to see him react. And even in the last episode, when he was an amazing badass, the beginning of the scene with him, it started very silly. You cannot take that scene seriously. You didn't feel the same danger as when Tanjiro was around, before obviously his training. It felt silly, it felt funny, it didn't feel as threatening until a certain point, until just before the demon was, the tongue of the demon was cut. In that moment you start to feel the danger. Yes, when I think it's even before that. I think is when Zenitsu faint is when you start to feel the danger, because now no more funny faces from Zenitsu, but just the kid in danger. So you start to feel the danger in the moment. Oh my god, no, this is terrible. But in the last scene again, you start to feel something else when you are focusing way too much on the hand of Zenitsu. And yeah, the badassery that we saw in that scene was just amazing, and it's another business. But anyway, after that, we got again our badass moment for Zenitsu. But I think in this episode we got another badass moment. When he was trying to protect the box of Tanjiro, just because Tanjiro said within this box there is something more valuable than my life. That is when he delivered to the kids, or when he left them with the kids. So yes, it's like that. It's just like that. Zenitsu was trying to protect something valuable for Tanjiro. And this is honestly another badass moment, because now Zenitsu was conscious. It was no longer this subconscious state in which we don't know exactly how he is going to react. But he was fully conscious, and he was so brave in the moment he was protecting the box, in which obviously we know that Nezuko is inside that box, but they don't know. He's a complete, not a complete unknown for them, for the Demon Slayers, but for the kids was a complete unknown, obviously. Yeah, so that moment of bravery is just as badass as the moment in which Zenitsu was unconscious, at least in my opinion, because yes, it's a flashy battle that we saw in the last episode, and it was amazing. And as I said during my presentation, I watched that scene several times after I finished recording and while I was editing that video. So yes, it was amazing, it was unbelievable, it was great. It was a very flashy moment in which, yeah, badassery was shown. But in this one, it's a different type. It's not as flashy, it's not as spectacular, but it's still very, very brave. Because again, a demon, you can kill a demon because, yeah, that is part of your job. You can kill a demon, and that is something that you must do as a demon slayer, as the part of the corpse. But another human being, especially another one from the corpse, that is something different. You don't want to attack them, you don't want to deal with them, because they are human. Obviously they are still human, and they don't want to kill another human being. They are not trained by that. They are trained to hunt down demons. So this is a different type of bravery. He was receiving all the punches because he knew that he was not going to reciprocate any of those. So yeah, this bravery in that moment, it reminds me a lot of Neville Longbottom. I think I better pronounce his last name, Longbottom, from the Harry Potter series. It is that type of bravery at the beginning, not in the end, because in the end, Longbottom was just a badass in the end. But at the beginning of the series, he was kind of a coward, but when it counted, he was very brave. It reminds me a lot of that. So yes, it was interesting to see that side of Zenitsu. And yeah, speaking of Zenitsu, the other guy, thanks to the opening and thanks to the ending of every episode, you feel like there is a kind of friendship between Zenitsu and the board guy. That is the feeling that you get from those points. But in this episode, that wasn't clear at all. Quite the opposite, in fact. The board guy was kind of a badass, he was kind of a douchebag, but in this episode I think he went full douchebag. Even if he has his reason is that yes, that box contains a demon. You need to move away because I need to kill the demon. But when you take it to the extreme is when you start to hit somebody else and say, okay, hold on, this is something else, just please listen to reasoning for a while, and please be reasonable for a second. But this poor guy, he doesn't, I don't think he's capable of reasoning. I don't think he's capable of any of that. So this is a weird situation in which, yes, you kind of understand where the board guy is coming from because, yeah, he's part of the corpse, and we finally got our answer as to why we didn't saw him when we saw the rest. But you still feel like he's a douchebag because obviously we have a more close connection to Nezuko, who is the demon inside the box. Yeah, you feel like this episode kind of is still our happy ending that we're promised. At least it's not as sad as the fact that the brother was killed and he is not well and they are not going to be reunited, but it still is kind of a downbeat ending for the episode. So yes, I am still waiting for my happy ending. Come on, give me a happy ending in one of these episodes. Come on, just do that. So yes, we got that moment at that bitter moment in the end, and of course we got to see Tanjiro really angry because they are attacking somebody who is protecting something that is valuable to him. Well, not something, someone else who is valuable for him, because he doesn't care much about the box. Well, perhaps he does because that is what is protecting Nezuko from the sun. But yes, it's still, I think, is more valuable the life of Nezuko than the box. So yes, we got the end of the episode like that. And again, the cliffhangers who are fucking awful, man. Again, you already know my love-hate relationship with cliffhangers. I love them, but I hate them at the same time. And honestly, I cannot wait for the next episode. And before I go to my speech, to my practice speech, there is something else I want to speak about. Again, let's return to one of our characters, in this case, Zenitsu. Zenitsu, we have been revealing, well, the show has been revealing more information about him. We are seeing that he has an excellent sense of hearing, that it is spectacular because he can hear the blood inside another person, he can interpret the sounds and kind of predict what the person is talking about or what the real thing they are trying to say. When it's kind of a, I don't know, liar detector. So that's, I think, the best way to describe it. But he's still being deceived. I don't know, because he wants to be happy and he wants to pretend that somebody loves him and that's why he is being deceived, or there is another reason behind that. But again, we got more information about Zenitsu, and we get more sympathized towards Zenitsu, more than the board guy, which obviously is still completely unknown. This is somebody we know nothing other than he's fucking crazy and wants to kill every single demon alive. But it's the only thing we know. We don't know his background, we don't know anything. And again, this is something I said in my previous commentary, but I like the fact that they have distinct personalities. It's not Tanjiro 2.0 and Tanjiro 3.0. I like that. I like the distinctive personalities. So yes, it's a very good show for that. There is another small details that I've been noticing in the last 13 episodes, especially when a demon is being killed and is kind of plot relevant. We kind of see the demons obviously were humans. All of the demons were humans transformed thanks to this asshole. You know who I'm referring to. But in the last seconds of every demon, they kind of return to their humanity. They kind of, I don't know, they go back to being kind of human. Because during the life they have as demons, they are that, just demons, bloodthirsty demons that they don't care about anybody else but their own goals. But in the last few seconds, we got to see them return to humanity. We saw that with the Han demon, we saw that with the Tamari demon, you kind of feel bad for them. And we saw it with Kyogai, this demon, the demon of the drums. Yes, we kind of see that humanity. And I was completely confused with the flashback of this demon Kyogai. I was kind of confused because I didn't know if he was a demon already or it was just a combination of the state of mind of the demon and the memories that he has when he was a human. Again, it was confused, but I think it was a combination of the memory and the demon side. But again, it's really seriously interesting to see every single aspect of the show, because again, they keep reminding you that they are demons, but in the end they are humans too. And in the last few seconds, they do not deserve mercy, let's say, because they kill so many people and they will continue if you let them live. But they remind you that yes, this is started by somebody else. And again, every single episode you hate Muzan every single bit more. So yes, it's without even him appearing, you hate the bastard. So I would love to know more about the background of Kyogai, this drum demon, but I guess we are not going to have that much. But again, yes, a great series. I love the fact that a lot of questions were answered, and a question that I did not even pose in one of my videos is how the hell they are going to recover the blood. It was answered before I even got the opportunity to, ask the question out loud. But anyway, yes, I think I exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications so you can get up to date with whatever we're doing with the channel. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary. Let me just quickly remind you too that in the description below there is a link for my Twitter if you want to follow me. There is a link for the reaction, but if you are here you already knew that, and there is a link for my Patreon, in which place you can find the uncut reaction to this and other series. But anyway, yes, I think I really exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.